Welcome back. The time is now 5:55, and what you're looking at is a live picture from Arlington National Cemetery on this Memorial Day. You can see crowds gathering there this morning, waiting to hear remarks from President Trump. This is his first memorial. He'll be speaking after leaving a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknowns. Of course, today, a time for us to honor all of our fighting men and women who have laid down their lives for the United States. Well, summer is just about here, and that has health experts worried about a resurgence of the Zika virus.
Texas and Florida are two of the highest risk states where health experts say we could see outbreaks of the mosquito-borne virus this summer. The Gulf Coast states, Tucson, Arizona, and areas of Southern California are also on the list. We are also coming off one of the warmest winters on record, which means mosquito populations are expected to be higher than normal. The biggest concern is for pregnant women. Experts urge that they take precautions, including using insect repellent and limiting time outdoors to avoid mosquito bites. If contracted by an expectant mother, the disease can cause potentially deadly birth defects. Scientists are working on a vaccine, but it's still in the early stages of testing. Well, having a higher than normal body mass index is known to cause heart problems in middle-aged people and older, but new research shows it can have an impact on teenagers as well. Scientists found a higher than normal BMI can affect the heart health of people as young as 17 years old. In patients that young, a higher BMI can lead to high blood pressure and a thickening of the heart, which forces it to work harder. And that's an early warning sign of heart disease.
Well, it's one of the most iconic memorials in the world, and CBS News is taking an in-depth look at the Vietnam Wall.
Coming up in a little bit right here on KOIN 6, an in-depth look at the wall and the stories told by the keepsakes that visitors leave behind. It is the must-see story on this Memorial Day. You'll see it around 8 o'clock on CBS This Morning.
Call the police. I dare you.
Now at 6, racist rants caught on camera. We've got new video of the suspect in the deadly Max attack, and we are live breaking down what happens next.
Plus, some brand new information from the United Kingdom. We are tracking more arrests following the Manchester terror attack. Plus,
you have to ask, well, who are they hiding the conversations from?
More questions for President Trump and his son-in-law. What we know right now about the investigation into Jared Kushner's communications with Russia.
KOIN 6 News This Morning starts right now.
Good morning. We are 2 minutes away from 6 a.m. on this Memorial Day Monday. You are taking a live look at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. We, of course, want to extend our sincere thanks to all who have sacrificed so much for our freedoms. Many of them gave their lives, but really all of our servicemen and women who have sacrificed so much by serving. That includes multiple people working on this show right now, some KOIN employees. Thanks to them. They have really given so much for the United States. I'm Trevor Ault.
And I'm Ken Body. There are a lot of Memorial Day activities on tap today in this area, so people are interested in what the weather is going to be. Joseph Dames is in for Sally Showman this Monday, wrapping up this holiday weekend. Joseph?
Well, I'll tell you, it's starting off a little cloudy for a lot of locations from Portland all the way through the whole state of Oregon. Look at the coast right now, 51 degrees. That marine layer has been thick the last couple of days. Expected to be cloudy and cool. Skamania, a nice glow right now at 58, but Vancouver and Portland, it's cloudy to start off our day, but I expect us to have some sunshine by the afternoon. So if you do have plans outdoors, it's going to be pretty comfortable outside, and we'll have some sun eventually. 54 right now in Pendleton, Baker City. 41 cooler there, but you're going to warm up nicely by the time you get into the afternoon, and 50s all across the Willamette Valley. So if you're heading out this morning, just a little chilly. By 8 a.m., I expect us to be right around 60 degrees. Lunchtime, 70. We'll have that sunshine in full force by the time we get to the evening hours. That's when we'll top off right around 80 degrees for our afternoon. Now, I have rain in the forecast. I'll tell you more about it coming up in just a few minutes. Carly?
And take a look at the drive at 6 o'clock this morning. Hey, it looks great, and it's going to for all morning long, most likely, unless something happens. But right now, 26 is nice and light because of the holiday. And check out the drive on I-5 southbound with only 8 minutes there in from Vancouver, 6 minutes on I-84, 26 eastbound, 5 minutes in from 217, and the usual drive times when there's not a slowdown on I-205 southbound here from Highway 224 to I-5, 217 southbound, 8 minutes, 17 in from Wilsonville.
All right, thank you, Carly. We're learning more about the man who police say is behind the deadly attack on the Max following a racist tirade.
Brent Weisberg following the story this morning, and he joins us now with more about this. Brent?
Ken and Trevor, good morning to you. As we continue to learn more about the 3 victims in this case and the suspect in this case, we can show you the growing memorial here at the Hollywood Transit Center in Northeast Portland. It continues to get bigger. This morning we've seen people come here adding flowers, balloons, candles, and handwritten notes to show their support for the 3 heroes who are trying to stop what has now been described as a madman attacking people on the Max train. Now here is a suspect. Here's the photo of the suspect in this case, Jeremy Christian. He is a self-proclaimed white supremacist who has made several online posts talking about his hatred towards minority and ethnic groups. KOIN 6 News recently obtained video that shows him. This video was from Thursday, the day before this deadly attack in Northeast Portland, where he was ranting and raving.
Oh, it's like we got a Christian or Muslim bus driver. I'll stab you too. Move forward. Move forward, Max driver.
The FBI is helping Portland police with this investigation. Police consider this a hate crime. They say the 3 victims, Talesian Namkai Mehi, Ricky Best, and Micah Fletcher, were all trying to stop Christian, who was yelling at 2 teenagers, one who was wearing a Muslim headscarf.
Had somebody got up and confronted him for what he was saying, it was just, you know, I don't know if he would have reacted or not. I'm assuming so from the way he was talking. He wanted a reaction.
Christian is due in court on Tuesday. Police say they still have a lot more work to do on this case before his first court appearance. They say that anyone who has information about Christian, if anyone had any interaction with him last week leading up to this deadly attack that happened Friday afternoon, Portland police would like to hear from you. We have their phone number on our website at KOIN.com. Back to you.
Such a frightening and disturbing story. Thank you, Brent.
We are going to continue to follow this story for you throughout the day and beyond. We'll have more on the suspect coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. And throughout the next few weeks, we'll be tracking the victim's recovery. We'll also be there as the suspect makes his way through court.
Well, we should be learning more today about why Portland police officers shot at a suspect in the Laurelhurst neighborhood.
Here's what we know right now about what happened yesterday morning. People living near Cesar Chavez and Burnside reported seeing a man with a gun. Police responded, and there were at least 2 shots fired. The man wasn't hit, and he got away. That prompted officers to enforce a lockdown. Well, 11 hours later, officers caught up with a man matching the suspect's description. 51-year-old Michael Grubb is now in the Multnomah County Jail. He was arrested on an unrelated warrant. Now, although no one was hurt, there are still a lot of questions about this.
They will start looking into the number of shots, where officers were, why they fired, what the suspect did the suspect fire, kind of what the dynamic was that led to these encounters.
Portland police say they will offer an update sometime today.
My pain wasn't designed for him. He was just there.
We are tracking the investigation into a weekend shooting rampage in Mississippi that left 8 people dead, including a sheriff's deputy. Suspected shooter Willie Godbolt spoke with reporters who were covering his arrest.
Suicide by cop was my intention. I ain't fit to live. Not after what I done. Not in y'all eyes.
This happened about 60 miles south of Jackson. Investigators were first called out for a domestic disturbance when they found bodies of some of the victims. Godbolt faces 7 charges of first-degree murder and 1 charge of capital murder. Brand new information into the KOIN 6 newsroom. British police just made another arrest in the investigation into the bombing in Manchester. Police swarmed a home in Shoreham by the Sea just a little while ago and arrested a 23-year-old person on suspicion of terrorism. Police think he is connected to the attack at the Ariana Grande concert that killed 22 people last week, 14 people have now been arrested in connection.
Well, back in our area tonight, friends and family will remember the 18-year-old Columbia River High School student who drowned this weekend at Lacamas Lake. Hunter Pearson was set to graduate in less than 2 weeks. The memorial at Columbia River High School starts tonight at 7. Well, the Portland-based company that owns the Ferris wheel involved in an accident this month is now taking legal action. Funtastic Traveling shows plans to get a deposition from the employees who are operating the ride. The company's attorney says the process helps clarify what happened earlier this month in Port Townsend, Washington, without a lawsuit. But an attorney for one of the people who was injured in the mishap disagrees.
What we have is people trying to get better, and now this big company is saying we're gonna start this right now. We just don't understand it.
3 people fell out of the bucket of a Ferris wheel, and one of them is still hospitalized. Federal authorities have launched dozens of new criminal investigations into possible opioid and other drug theft by employees at Department of Veterans Affairs hospitals. This is a sign the problem is not going away despite new prevention efforts. An Associated Press investigation shows 36 cases opened by the VA Inspector General's office from October 1st through May 19th. These numbers are an increase from a similar period in the previous year. The VA has pledged zero tolerance in drug thefts.
Today, President Trump will mark Memorial Day by laying a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknowns. He'll also speak to a crowd at Arlington National Cemetery. Like other presidents before him, President Trump has also declared today a day of prayer for permanent peace.
Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly is defending an alleged effort by top White House advisor Jared Kushner to create back-channel communications with Russia. Kelly said he doesn't know whether the reports involving Kushner are true, but he says it doesn't bother him. Last night, the White House issued a statement in which Mr. Trump expressed confidence in Kushner, saying he is doing a great job for the country and is a very good person. Crews will be back on the front lines of a 170-acre wildfire in central Oregon this morning. They're getting a handle on the Cougar Butte fire. They say it's about 40% contained right now. This blaze started Friday west of Bend in the Deschutes National Forest, and the cause is still under investigation.
Joseph Dames is in for Sally Showman on this Memorial Day, and if the rain is going to return, at least we got through the long holiday weekend without it.
You're spot on. Yeah, I think everyone enjoyed the weather this weekend. We had 80s, sunshine. It's all coming to an end by the time we get into tomorrow afternoon, so we have one more good day here for the whole Willamette Valley, I'd say, and definitely on the east side of the state. Portland right now, it's 54 degrees. It's cloudy. It's overcast. Check out Skamania, though. Nice glow coming through that thin veil of cloud coverage there for Skamania, 58 degrees. But the coast is going to remain cloudy if you're going to be out there this afternoon. I know we had a lot of people there yesterday, just not as nice as what you maybe would be expecting. It's right around 51 degrees, and temperatures are only going to warm up to probably the mid-50s this afternoon. So clear skies east of the Cascades if you're going to be right around the Tri-Cities, Pendleton down towards Baker City, the Dalles. Expect a lot of sunshine today, some warmer temperatures. But we're going to get the cloud coverage coming through the coast here for most of the afternoon and maybe all of the afternoon. And potentially see those temperatures just kind of staying limited into the 50s when we do go there. So our current temperatures through the gorge, though, look at this. East side of the gorge in the lower 60s. Areas like Hood River, pair of 5s there. Cascades, 55. And Troutdale right around 55 degrees, too. Along the coast, lower 50s from Oceanside all the way up towards Astoria. Expect those temperatures only topping off right around the mid to upper 50s this afternoon. We'll top off at 80 degrees, which is about 10 degrees warmer for our Memorial Day average. We'll have the sun and clouds, but we'll get a good amount of sunshine this afternoon. So if you're going to go for a bike ride, just kind of enjoy your afternoon. Expect those temperatures right around 80 degrees. Here's our Memorial Day stats. Here's a couple of days that you might remember. Back in 1983, we topped off at 100 degrees. Won't get there today, and we're not going to see any rain either. The wettest Memorial Day was in 1993. You might remember that, over an inch of precipitation. Today, I expect no rain in the forecast, maybe a mist there along the coast. So follow me along as we go through the afternoon. Here's right around 2:30. We start to kick those clouds out of here. We'll have the sunshine in Portland, definitely east side of the state. If you're going to do some hiking, it's going to get a little warm through parts of the gorge, so make sure you're grabbing the water. Be prepared for that. Showed a bit of a break there, maybe areas like Tillamook this afternoon, but I don't expect a lot of sunshine for the coast, so don't expect it. We have a weak disturbance aloft that's going to provide us with maybe a shower through the Cascades, so Government Camp later on tonight, right around 7 o'clock to about 10 o'clock. Watch out for for that. By our Tuesday afternoon and evening, though, just about the whole state will see some clouds and maybe even some showers. But Wednesday looks like a pretty nice day where we'll just have partly cloudy day. Temperatures back into the lower 70s. And that's pretty much the trend for most of our work week with this weak disturbances passing through. So here's your 7-day forecast. Here's the cool day. It's going to be Tuesday. Temperatures right around 63 degrees. We get into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Lower 70s, which is our average. If you have plans for next weekend, though, right now it's looking pretty good. 71 degrees on Saturday and Sunday right around 72. We have a nice day at 80 degrees today before we see the rain tomorrow right around 63 degrees. Carly?
I love that it dries out for the weekend there, Saturday and Sunday. Well, right now the time is 6:10 and we're looking at a very nice commute because of the holiday. So no accidents or stalls to report and no backups, of course. So we're looking at great drive times for the drive-in from Vancouver and the commute here on I-84, whether you're driving in from Troutdale, which is the first drive time, or the second drive time in from I-205. 26 is moving nonstop and so is 217. And if we do have something major, then you'll get it on your phone if you're signed up for text alerts through our website or push alerts through our KOIN 6 News app.
All right, thank you, Carly. It is 6:10. You are watching KOIN 6 News, watching out for you. Coming up, Wall Street has the morning off, but we still have a lot of business headlines to cover.
Plus, a marriage proposal to remember, how a romantic gesture turned into a story that a couple will share for the rest of their lives. More video after the break. Couple in Canada has an interesting story to tell friends and family about their engagement. Christine Peters says she'd always wanted to go on a hot air balloon ride, so her partner, Stephen Martin, took her up and proposed to her. She did say yes, but on the way down, the balloon ran into some trouble.
All of a sudden, we're still 30 or 40 feet up in the air, and just the whole thing shakes, and you hear like cracking of branches, and we're in a tree.
The balloon actually crashed into several trees and into a farmer's field, but the couple says they weren't scared, even with all that, not even when the balloon briefly caught fire. Everyone was able to get out safely, and when they got to the ground, she stuck by her decision
She
to
still
say
said
yes.
yes. Yeah, despite all omens pointing to the contrary. No, they seem like a good team. Today at Oaks Park, you can enjoy a county fair experience right here inside the city of Portland.
Cora Harlan is live this morning with more on the last day of the Multnomah County Fair. He's over at Oaks Amusement Park in southeast Portland. Hi, Cora.
Morning, Ken. Morning, Trevor. Boy, for everybody getting up at this bright and early hour on Memorial Day, the Multnomah County Fair, the first county fair in the state to kick off this Memorial Day weekend. Today is the last day, and here's the good part. Parking is free, admission is free, all of the sights and sounds of the 4-H business at the county fair, it's all here, and it's all at Oaks Park, and it's going to be a nice day. As Joe has been mentioning here, the marine layer is in. It's a cool morning, and we are in the 4-H section of the county fair here this morning with Cammie and I knew I'd mess this up. I'm sorry.
Katie.
Cammie. And
that's Cookie.
Cookie. That's Cookie right there. All right. Katie, Cammie, and Cookie. First of all, thank you guys for getting up out here. You're both. You've got some chickens in your hand. Tell me a little bit about 4-H. Is just a staple of the county fair. And what do you like about 4-H?
I love how it gets you I love how you can meet new people through 4-H. Like a few years ago, when our small animal club started, there were 3 people, and now I don't know how many there are.
A lot of them here. Let's see these chickens here. Show me a little bit about the chickens. These guys are pretty docile. You can handle them real easy, right? In one hand? Look at that. What he just hangs there, huh? Whoop, maybe not rubbing it. Well, there you go. All right. What's his name?
His name is Symphony.
Symphony. And this one over here?
This one's Lola.
Lola's a real lover. She's been real quiet here, too, and she's just sitting there. Gosh, she's got a lot of feathers on her, huh?
Yeah, so she's a Cochin, and that means they're bred to have a ton of feathers. When the judge is looking at them, they pretty much want them to look like a bowling ball. Yeah.
She's doing it. Let's move on to goats here now. Okay, we got a dog. Let me tell you a little family story here, girls. We got a dog at home. I'm trying to get my girls to get rid of our dog so we can get a pair of goats. Now, the reasoning that I use is that when they go to the bathroom, it fertilizes your grass. Then they turn around and they eat your grass, so they fertilize it and then mow it. And then if you get a milker, you get some great goat's milk, which is fabulous. Tell me what's wrong with that logic. Anything?
So goats are actually okay. So they have this instinct that makes them not want to eat from the ground. It protects them from getting parasites like worms and other things.
Shoot my mic flag, Cookie.
So actually, they prefer to eat on bushes, and don't eat my chicken. And they prefer to eat from trees.
So they won't eat grass?
Yeah. Some might eat grass, but they're gonna prefer like a big, juicy maple leaf. Or
good house pets?
I would not say.
I hope my kids are not watching, because I still like them as better. And this one is Cookie, and they're better with humans when they've had a lot of human contact, and you can tell Cookie's had a lot of it here. And this is just some Cookie's right here for the petting and the rubbing here all day long from noon until 7 o'clock tonight on Memorial Day. Again, this is the first county fair. Thank you, girls, for getting up, showing us the chickens, and showing us Cookie, the sweet, sweet little house goat that I would just love to have in my backyard, Cookie, because you're a good girl. I hope you're a girl, right?
Yep.
Good girl. Okay. Noon to 7 o'clock here at Oaks Park this morning, the Multnomah County Fair. Last day today, so get down here and enjoy it. It's a beautiful, cool day. Trevor, Ken, and lots of the cool sights and the sounds of the fair. 4-H is a big part of it, as you well know.
The
Trevor,
logic
Ken?
seemed sound in adopting Cookie Core, but I think it's probably in better hands with Cammie and Katie than it would be at the Harlan household.
Probably right.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to get it by the kids either. The kids will never go for it.
Oh, man.
Keep chipping away at it.
Maybe someday, yeah.
Thanks, Cora. And he did correct himself. We know that chickens don't have fur.
Right.
We do know that, yes, especially here in Oregon. Well, let's take a look at traffic and weather together right here. And we're going to start with the weather. We've got one more day of great weather, and then things change a little bit, right?
Then we're going back towards the rain and some cooler weather. So maybe a great day to get out towards the fair, kind of do some great things. 54 degrees. It's a little cloudy here in Portland, Vancouver, a lot of surrounding neighborhoods here through the Willamette Valley. Temperatures right around 54. 64 degrees. We'll be warming up to near 80 degrees this afternoon, but yeah, these clouds should be out of here by the time we get to the afternoon hours, bringing in a little more sunshine. Vancouver, about the same view, 55 degrees for you folks. North wind right around 6 miles per hour. That sunset approaching 9 p.m. How about that? Memorial Day forecast will be topping off right around 80 degrees. It's going to be above average. Usually we're right around 70 degrees, so about 10 degrees warmer, which is nice. It's going to be partly cloudy. If you have maybe a hike plan, go out for lunch, grab a movie, it's going to be pretty nice outside at least through the valley. Different story for the coast, though. Let me take you out there. Temperatures right around the 50s for this afternoon. It's going to be cloudy. It's going to be cool. We'll have a light breeze out there, maybe even a mist. At times, you might see a little bit of sunshine trying to push on through, but I expect it to be pretty cloudy from Astoria down towards Newport. The further south you get, maybe the better shot you have for some sunshine. 70s to 80s through the Willamette Valley. I think we'll top off right around 80 degrees in Portland. The clouds are going to move in, and then they'll get out of here by the afternoon. Then they'll be right back at it as we go into the overnight hours. Pendleton, a high of 91 degrees, so the warmer air is still on the east side of the state. I expect it to be mostly sunny, still pretty hot there. And through the Gorge and in the Cascades, temperatures in the 70s, a shot for some thunderstorms possibly through the Cascades later today. Temperatures in the upper 80s, about the mid 80s for Cascade Lock, still pretty hot there. So here's what we have going on with the satellite and radar. Notice that you can see the cloud coverage, that thin layer of gray or white there. That's going to be pretty low. It should be dissipating by the time we get to the afternoon. Sunshine, though, east of the Cascades, and it's looking good there. We do have a couple disturbances through the Pacific that will eventually pass right on through as we go through the work week, but at least for today, we're looking at some really nice weather to wrap up our Memorial Day weekend. Here's 3 o'clock. Notice a little bit of rain trying to pick up towards the south there, but the rest of us should be staying dry, even in the sections of Washington and into the Dalles. It's going to be a nice hot day with a lot of sunshine there. 63 degrees for our Tuesday right there. 70 degrees Wednesday, a nice dry day, maybe even a little bit warmer than that. I think Wednesday is going to be really comfortable weather. Thursday and Friday, lower 70s, a chance for some showers, and then we get into next weekend where we're tentatively looking at some nice weather, drying out in nice seasonal weather right around 72 degrees. Carly?
I've got 2 reported accidents right now. One that just happened at 148th and Burnside, so that just popped up on the map here. And the other one I've got for you on the map, a little closer view though, Lombard at Jordan Avenue. Neither one of those is causing any backups. It's a very light commute because not many people are out on the roadways right now due to the holiday. So 26 eastbound is smooth sailing with a 5-minute drive there in from 217. Check out that 15-minute drive on I-5 northbound in from Wilsonville. I-84, 5 minutes, and that's westbound from I-205 to I-5. 6 minutes only for I-5 southbound in from Vancouver. So a great commute on the freeways.
Thank you, Carly. 6:22 this morning. You're watching KOIN 6 News, watching out for you.
It's use it or lose it, and a lot of Americans are losing it. We'll have a look at how much vacation time goes unused in the United States. You won't believe how much. That's coming up on the other side of the break.
Coming up on 626 on this Memorial Day, and despite the holiday, there are still some business headlines to cover on this Memorial Day.
Roxana Sabiri has this morning's Money Watch report.
Wall Street is closed on Monday for Memorial Day. On Friday, the Dow was flat, dropping 2 points, but the Nasdaq set another record, gaining 4 points. Around 28,000 Cobalt and Greenworks brands of cordless electric lawnmowers sold at Lowe's are being recalled because they could catch fire. The lawnmowers were sold from 2014 to 2016. The maker, Hong Kong Sunrise Trading, says owners should remove the battery and contact the company for a free repair. 5 fires have been reported, but so far, no injuries. UPS is vowing to fight a court ruling ordering it to pay close to $250 million in fines for shipping millions of untaxed cigarettes in New York. The delivery giant argues the $247 million fine is too high. The company that bought the failed Trump Taj Mahal casino in Atlantic City is planning to rebrand it without the president's name. Hard Rock tells the Associated Press when the casino reopens next year, it'll display the signature Hard Rock logo and guitars and none of the Taj Mahal-style domes or decor. That's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. In New York, I'm Roxana Saberi.
Well, while many Americans do not get paid vacation, those who do often don't take advantage of it. The latest survey shows the number of annual vacation days Americans use has steadily declined over the past 2 decades, and that lost time means that workers are leaving over $52 billion in benefits on the table. That's according to analysis from Oxford Economics.
Yeah, you wonder why that is, because vacation is such a necessary thing for your mindset. We're a use it or lose it shop here, and I've never lost it.
No, and I don't intend to.
Not at all.
Not worth it at all. It is 6:27. You're watching KOIN 6 News, watching out for you.
The window to bring a laptop computer on an international flight could soon be closing. We have an update from Homeland Security.
Plus, doing the right thing cost them their lives. How Max heroes are being remembered this morning.
6 News This Morning starts right now.
Welcome back at 6:30 on this Memorial Day, and this is a live look at Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia, where President Trump will be laying a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknowns and also making an address on this Memorial Day. And we want to say thank you to all the veterans out there and to honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country.
We're so grateful for all of that, and a lot of people having the holiday off to kind of reflect on how fortunate we are as Americans. We want to get over to our weather and traffic now. Joseph Dames is in. Joseph, looks like we do have some more great weather for the holiday.
Yeah, I would say so. Temperatures going to be topping off right around the 80s. Not as hot as some of the previous forecasts where we're kind of flirting with 90 degrees, but it's going to be a nice, comfortable day here in Portland, Vancouver. As we go through the afternoon, temperatures are going to be warming up to about 7 degrees by lunchtime. I think that's going to be the sweet spot for our afternoon. We'll get into about 5 o'clock, though. Temperatures at 80 degrees and partly cloudy. Let's take you to some of the other locations, though. If you're going to be along the coast, it's going to be mostly cloudy and cool. So if you do have plans to maybe take that trip on Highway 101, it's going to be definitely kind of cloudy. 70 degrees as we go into our coast forecast. 86 for the Gorge, right around 86 degrees. And through the central section of the state, we'll be topping off at 90s. I do have rain in the forecast to tell you about that coming up in just a few minutes.
I've got 2 traffic alerts, and they're just accidents reported right now on side streets, not causing any major delays or problems. 148th and Burnside is one of them, and the other is Lombard at Jordan Avenue. Now, the freeways are clear. They're going to remain clear throughout the morning since it's a holiday. This afternoon may be a little different. We may see some slowing on I-5 northbound before you get to Wilsonville, and I-84 in the Gorge. We typically see some delays coming back from a holiday weekend with everyone coming back into town. So I-205 southbound is a 12-minute drive, 217 southbound 7 minutes, 16 minutes on I-5 northbound between Wilsonville and the Markham Bridge.
Thank you very much, Carly. Now, the latest on that deadly Max attack in northeast Portland on Friday. The man accused of stabbing 3 people after a racist tirade is expected in court tomorrow.
Well, 2 men are dead and a 3rd victim is in the hospital. Brent Weisberg has a look now at how that 3rd victim is doing and how the other victims are being remembered. Good morning, Brent.
Trevor and Ken, good morning to you. As we continue to learn more about the investigation Portland police have been working on, we continue to see the memorial here at the Hollywood Transit Center continue to grow. You can see this one here in this grassy area right in the front of the Transit Center, and then beyond in the distance. This has been now transformed into a wall of support for the 3 heroes who were standing up to bigotry. Portland police say that their investigation is still in the very early stages. Here are the photos of the 3 victims who were standing up to the man who was reportedly yelling hate speech. On the left is Talisia Namkai Mehi. On the center of your screen is Ricky Bass. Both of them were killed in this brutal attack. Talisia is a Reed College graduate. Bass worked for the city of Portland. And on the right of your screen is Micah Fletcher. He is still recovering in the hospital. His family posted a picture of him giving a thumbs up over the weekend as he continues to recover. His friends say it is remarkable that he is alive. Portland police confirm that all 3 men were stabbed in the neck. The suspect in this case, Jeremy Christian, is expected to be in court on Tuesday afternoon at the Multnomah County Detention Center. This case continues to be investigated by the Portland Police Bureau. They are getting assistance from federal agents with the FBI. Portland police say they still need the public's help. They say if you know anything about the suspect, Jeremy Christian, you're asked to contact detectives. Reporting live, I'm Brent Weisberg for KOIN 6 News.
All right, thank you, Brent, and we send our best to Micah Fletcher. Wish him a speedy recovery in the hospital as well. Thanks.
And we will continue to follow this story for you throughout the day and beyond. Now, throughout the next few weeks, we'll be tracking the victim's recovery, and we'll be there as the suspect makes his way through court.
To Sri Lanka now, at least 169 people are dead and more than 100 are missing after severe monsoon rains. At least 105 people are still said to be missing and over 100,000 people have been displaced. So far, India has sent 2 ships filled with supplies to help those in remote areas.
Another missile test from North Korea will be the subject of high-level discussions in Asia today. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe is set to meet with a Chinese foreign policy advisor today. The most recent test happened earlier this morning. A short-range missile fired from the North Korean coast landed in Japanese waters.
Some chilling video coming out of New Jersey this morning. It shows the tattered remains of a Navy SEAL's parachute falling to the ground. That seal had to cut loose from the malfunctioning chute during an aerial display over Jersey City yesterday. This was supposed to be a fun event as part of the Fleet Week festivities there. Well, that seal ended up in the water where he was recovered by the Coast Guard, but it was too late.
This morning, the head of the Department of Homeland Security is hinting that the U.S. might expand its laptop ban to all international flights.
There's numerous threats against aviation. That's really the thing that they're obsessed with, the terrorists, the idea of knocking down an airplane in flight, particularly if it's a U.S. carrier, particularly it's full of mostly U.S. people.
Right now, electronic devices larger than a cell phone are banned from aircraft cabins on some U.S.-bound flights from 7 foreign airlines. Those restrictions went into effect in March.
If you were hoping to climb Mount St. Helens this summer, you're out of luck. Permits are all sold out through the end of September, and the first 2 weekends of October are also sold out. The U.S. Forest Service oversees climbing permits for the mountain and only allows a certain number of people each day. Climbing season runs through October 31st, so get in there if you're trying to climb it. A climber is in the hospital after a helicopter rescue on Mount Rainier. The 24-year-old woman was with 2 other people when she fell about 100 feet into a crevasse on the Emmons Glacier. Her companions were able to call 911 to get help. The prestigious Cannes Film Festival wrapped up this weekend in France.
Once a year, the most celebrated filmmakers from around the world gather to honor promising new films. And this year's top prize winner has some surprises. The movie The Square earned the top award at Cannes this year. The surreal comedy is the first comedy film to take the top prize in more than a decade. Judges say they appreciated the film's awkward humor. Filmmakers constantly pushing the limits of movie magic.
If you went to the theaters this weekend, you might have seen some of it firsthand.
Pirates had infected the seas for generations, so I vowed to eliminate them all. Then there was this boy.
Well, the weekend's top film was the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Johnny Depp is 53 years old, but he doesn't look a day over 26 in some scenes. He was revitalized with post-production visual effects, which are becoming commonplace in major Hollywood movies. Robert Downey Jr. and Kurt Russell have both had the same treatment. Just a few moments of screen time for young Jack Sparrow took 15 artists about a year to execute. Ken, you saw this movie this weekend. Did it fool you?
Oh, well, it didn't fool me. I mean, I knew that wasn't
you knew it
Johnny
wasn't
Depp.
actual young Johnny Depp.
But yeah, they did a great job with that effect, and they actually did that same sort of thing with Anthony Hopkins in the HBO.
That's right, in Westworld.
Westworld, and that technology is really getting good right now.
It's really impressive.
Yeah, I think they should use it on me. Make me look a little younger. that should help.
I think we could pull that off.
All right, time now 6:39. You're watching KOIN 6 News, watching out for you.
Well, Joseph is in with your Memorial Day forecast.
That's right. It's going to be cloudy. We can already see that along the coast. Here's our Chinook Winds Casino Resort view. Overcast and the clouds are right here in Portland. Now I expect some sunshine, but there is rain in the forecast. I'll tell you about that coming up in just a few minutes.
And I've got 2 traffic alerts for you, but a pretty nice commute. I'll show you the latest coming up.
Hawaii can't export its sun, sea, and sand, but the island's favorite food is now making it big on the mainland. We'll do some poking around about poke. Coming up on CBS This Morning.
6:42, and this morning there's a good chance that the hottest college baseball team in the country calls Corvallis home.
You know, we've seen this before. Powered by some big bats, the Oregon State Beavers are rolling into the postseason. They've won 16 straight games and are coming off a holiday weekend sweep of Abilene Christian. We'll find out later this morning who will be coming to Corvallis for the Super Regionals. The Beavers expected to be announced as the #1 overall seed in the 64-team tournament.
They've really had a great year, and the Oregon softball team is going to the College World Series. Their first game is Thursday. The team clinched a spot with their 15th straight victory over the weekend. The Ducks came from behind to win against Kentucky.
And the Ducks will meet a familiar opponent for the first round of the World Series in Oklahoma City. They're taking on their Pac-12 rival, the Washington Huskies. The team defeated the Utah Utes yesterday.
Well, we certainly had some softball and baseball weather over the weekend. We're going to get your forecast from Joseph Dames in a bit. But first, I want to start with the roads. Carly, it has been a holiday on the road so far.
Yes, it has. It's been a breeze. And enjoy it if you got to go anywhere. Maybe you'll head down to Oaks Park later where we've got Cor Harlan and the last day of the Multnomah County Fair. Well, anywhere you're going, you're going to get there in a good amount of time. Now, there are 2 accidents reported. These are not causing any big delays or anything. Just something to watch out for if you're headed that direction. 148th and Burnside, and the other crash reported is Lombard at Jordan Avenue. But the freeways look fantastic this morning. I-5 southbound, only 7 minutes for the drive-in from Vancouver. If you take the Glen Jackson Bridge, 9 minutes there from SR 500 to I-84. 11 minutes on I-205 southbound from Highway 224 to I-5, and 217 is only 7 minutes. 26 is very nice with only 5 minutes, and from 217, the drive from Wilsonville to downtown, 16 minutes and 5 minutes here on I-84 westbound from I-205 to I-5. I'll be back in the afternoon, of course, and we'll see if things are a little different. We may see a few delays with people coming back into town. Joseph?
Well, nice comfy weather as we head into our Memorial Day afternoon. Forecast high right around 80 degrees. If you do have plans, maybe go for a bike ride. It's going to be pleasant out there, unless you're along the coast where I do expect conditions to be a little more cloudy and cool. Let's take you out to those graphics right now. Above average, about 10 degrees above average, a matter of fact. Will be partly cloudy. Starting off a little overcast, but we'll clear on out. We'll get the sunshine by this afternoon. It's going to be a really nice afternoon here from Portland through most of the Willamette Valley. Monmouth right now at 54 degrees, some dark clouds over Skamania. That should kick on out of here by the time we get into the afternoon. And along the coast right now, overcast where I expect it to stay that way for most of the day. So this is the last day of our nice weather. We've been on a 10-day stretch of no precipitation. We haven't seen that since September. We're going to bring that rain back in likely for our Tuesday along with the cloud coverage and some cooler temperatures. So enjoy your Monday. Beyond that, temperatures look to be right around average in the lower 70s. Take you out to the coast, temperatures in the upper 50s to lower 60s today. Expected to be pretty cloudy and cool, light breeze. If you've traveled out to the coast, just be ready for that. You won't be seeing much sunshine for today. Upper 70s to the lower 80s through the valley. The clouds are going to be moving in. It's going to be a nice light breeze. I expect the sunshine, though, like I said, for the afternoon. So it'll be good outdoor weather if you have any activities planned. 91 degrees today for Pendleton. Still very hot on the east side of the state and the central section of the state, too. Again, topping off right around the lower 90s. A little bit above average compared to the rest of us, and it's going to be a nice calm breeze. Something to watch out for. We might have a stray thunderstorm start to develop later this afternoon as a weak disturbance aloft passes on through, so we'll have to watch that for areas like Government Camp, maybe even Bend too. I think through the gorge it should be okay, but it's going to be pretty hot out there if you have plans for maybe a Memorial Day hike. Here's what we have going on with the satellite and radar. Notice that the clouds are slowly starting to press towards the Pacific Northwest. That's going to be passing through by the time we head into the midweek. For now, we'll just keep that light cloud coverage here on the east side of the state. It's looking really good. Want to take you really quick to a visible satellite from yesterday. This is actually a volcano eruption. If you watch right there, this is through the Aleutian Islands there in Alaska. That was yesterday. Really neat scenario there that you can see on the satellite radar. I just want to show you that real fast. It was pretty neat. We go through today. We get into the afternoon. Here's 3 o'clock. A few clouds out there. Pretty much holding off, though, to the coast on the east side of the state. It's going to be a nice afternoon, a lot of sunshine. There's that stray shower I was discussing that could pass through later on today with that weak upper level disturbance. We get into tomorrow, though. We're all seeing the cloud coverage. We're going to see a chance for some rain showers, too. That passes through most of our Tuesday afternoon, evening hours on the east side of the state. And then we get to Wednesday, and it starts to clear right back on up. So we're kind of back and forth the next couple of days. Your 7-day forecast, 63 for our Tuesday, 70 degrees on Wednesday. It's going to be a nice, comfortable day by Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures in the lower 70s. Let's jump into your pet walk forecast. If you're going to be out early this morning, temperatures in the 50s by this evening into the 80s. Some smooth sailing if you're going to be out with the pets. Temperatures might get a little hot on the east side of the state, so if you're in Pendleton, watch out. Watch those pets. It's going to be right around 90 degrees. Take you to the pet walk picks. We got a nice tandem here. We have two troublemakers. This is some interesting names. We got Sammy Luhu and Spencer Batman. Not sure which one that is, but I think some little ones maybe named those two cats. And then I also have a great shot here of Carly and her dog Brecker. That looks like he has a massive smile on his face, and I don't see why not. Cruising in the convertible. Great shot there. Thank you, Carly, for passing that on and over. If you have any photos, you can send them in on our website at KOIN.com/petwalk. Great Memorial Day for just about all of us today.
That was quite a smirk on Carly's dog. That was impressive. I wish that you all at home could see Carly's face light up at her dog being on the news right now. She was so excited for it.
Yeah, I like those sunglasses you had on,
yeah,
too. That was
styling.
really cool. Yeah.
Well, if you're looking for something to do in this great weather today, you can head over to Oaks Park and enjoy a county fair experience right inside the city of Portland.
Cor Harlan is live this morning with more on this last day of the Multnomah County Fair. He's over at Oaks Amusement Park. Hi, Cor.
Well, it's going to be a blast here, noon to 7 today at Oaks Park. This is the final day of the Multnomah County Fair. It's the first county fair in the state, and the best news is free parking, free admission, and tons to see here, including Professor Bamboozle. We're in front of Professor Bamboozle's stage. He's going to do a trick for us here in just a minute. But I want to talk to Larry Smith, who's president of Friends of the
Multnomah County Fair.
All right, I know why they made you the president of that club. Do your chicken impression again. If you can do that, you can be president of the Friends of the Fair sometime. Larry, thank you for hosting us this morning. It's been a lot of fun. All right, Professor, let's get to it here. We've got about a couple of minutes. Show us what you got going here.
Let's come on up to the brand new stage.
All right.
All right. Well, I've been performing magic for quite some time, and I put a lot of energy into my show, and my doctor told me I needed to slow down. He told me to get something to remind me to slow down and enjoy life. And I thought, what a better thing than would be a turtle. And so I got a turtle. I got to show you. It helps me slow down and enjoy life. I highly recommend a Tortoise Life. They are terrific. Here we go. And here we are. So, and oh, you might want to back up a little bit here. And oh, wait a minute. I don't see anything. I don't see. Let me take this forward. Yeah. There it is. Can you see it? I don't quite. Here we go. Let me put this back. What do I got?
Your show's a little kaplunked here, man.
Well, I don't know. I thought I put it in there, but oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Here. I know what. Here it is. Couldn't quite see it because of this. There he is. My slowdown. The reason why we couldn't see it though is because this guy was in the way.
Oh, wow.
There he is.
What's his name? What's this turtle's name?
This is Boo Boo, everybody. He's new to the act.
Boo Boo doesn't seem to like the show too. He can go back in the shell there. Boo Boo is too early for Boo Boo now. He'll live to be how long, these guys?
He'll live up to about 125 years. They live in the African Sahara Desert.
Popping out there.
They get up to 200 pounds.
200 pounds. Wow. Professor Bamboozle's Illusionary Roadshow here at the Multnomah County Fair down at Oaks Park. And you can see this guy. This guy's pretty sweet out here. Ken and Trevor, the good show here with the good little tortoise or turtle?
Tortoise.
Tortoise. Sorry about that. I apologize. I apologize to confuse you. And his name again is what?
Boo Boo.
Boo Boo the tortoise. All right, Trevor, Ken, you're all there. As is the tortoise here. Tortoise.
Yeah,
tortoise.
I was
Sorry about that.
Totally bamboozled by Boo Boo. So, yeah, good job. That's well worth going to the fair for to see that performance. Thanks a lot.
Let's continue our animal train here. There's been a baby boom at a zoo in Eastern Europe this morning. Zookeepers are at the zoo in Lithuania. They're handling 8 different baby tigers after 2 moms gave birth recently. 4 of these cubs are white tigers. The other 4 are red tigers. These tigers were only about a pound apiece when they were born. They're going to get a lot bigger when they make the switch from a diet of milk to a diet of meat. A lot of us on a diet of meat this holiday weekend. Tigers only about a month old. We'll be right back.
Before we go, let's take a look at some of the events for this Memorial Day. Perhaps the biggest is the annual Memorial Day service at Willamette National Cemetery in southeast Portland. There's also a service being held at Mountain View Cemetery, Washington County, hosting a Memorial Day ceremony at Veterans Memorial Gateway. Now, the Oregon National Guard is scheduled to conduct Memorial Day flyovers for ceremonies at locations throughout the state of Oregon. So if you get out today, you will see the Oregon Air National Guard and their flyovers.
All right, if you're going to be outdoors, it's going to be right around 80 degrees for this afternoon in Portland. If you're going to be along the coast, Highway 101 west of the Coast Range there, it's going to be cloudy, it's going to be cool. Tuesday, things change. We're down into the 60s, about 15 to 20 degrees cooler for our Tuesday, and then we kind of average out Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Chance for some showers Thursday and Friday. So our 10-day to 11-day stretch of rain-free weather is going to come to an end come tomorrow.
And if you have plans to go to any of those Memorial Day events, it shouldn't be a problem getting there. You can see the drive times look fantastic since it's a holiday. We're not seeing any delays right now. We may see some slowing later on in the afternoon. I'll be here to get you through that.
Carly's got you covered. Well, don't go anywhere. CBS This Morning coming up in just a few minutes with more on the legacy of JFK. Would have been his 100th birthday today. See you back here at noon.
Take care.